The therapist's office smelled like lavender and something chemical underneath. Beth sat in the chair across from Dr. Calloway, hands folded tight in her lap. She'd been coming here for 3 months, twice a week, talking in circles about the same things. The divorce, the guilt, the nights she could not sleep because her son's voice kept replaying in her head, asking why she could not just fix it. Dr. Calloway had listened patiently for weeks, nodding at the right moments, taking notes. But today she did not open her notebook. Instead, she leaned forward, hands clasped on the desk. "Beth, I want to propose something different," she said. "I think you a candidate for a program we repiloting. It's called Memory Reconsolidation Therapy. MRT. Beth blinked. "What does that mean?" "It targets the neural pathways associated with traumatic memory. We can essentially reset the emotional weight attached to those memories. In some cases, we can remove them entirely." The room felt smaller suddenly. "Remove them? The memories that are causing you the most pain. The ones keeping you stuck." Dr. Calloway's voice was calm, clinical. "You go through a series of sessions, guided cognitive work combined with a pharmacological component. It's experimental, but the results we've seen are remarkable." Beth's chest tightened. She thought about last Tuesday, when her daughter Mia had asked why she cried so much, and Beth had not had an answer. She thought about the mornings she could not get out of bed, the weight of everything pressing down like wet concrete. "What's the catch?" she asked. Dr. Calloway paused. "There are trade-offs. The process does not distinguish between traumatic memories and adjacent ones. If we target the marriage, the divorce, the conflict, we may also affect memories connected to that timeline, including some involving your children." Beth's breath caught. "You saying I could forget my kids?" "Not entirely. But certain memories, yes. Moments tied to the emotional trauma. It is a small prize for the relief you gain." "Small." Beth stared at her. Dr. Calloway slid a folder across the desk. "Think about it. You do not have to decide now, but I believe this could save your life." Beth took the folder home. She read it 3 times. The consent forms were dense, full of legal language about liability and irreversible outcomes. There was a checklist of memories she might lose. First steps, birthdays, school plays. She told herself she would not do it. But then Friday came, and Mia refused to talk to her at dinner. Her ex-husband called, his voice sharp, saying she'd missed another custody exchange because she'd been too anxious to leave the house. That night, Beth could not breathe. She called Dr. Calloway. "I want to start," she said. The first session was an interview, mapping her memories. Dr. Calloway asked her to describe the worst moments. Beth talked about the screaming fights, the way her ex had made her feel worthless, the custody hearing where she'd broken down on the stand. "Good, Dr. Calloway said, typing. "These are the anchors. Once we remove these, the rest will stabilize." "What about my kids?" Beth asked. "What will I remember about them?" "Enough, Dr. Calloway said. "You'll remember they exist. You'll know you love them. But the pain, the guilt, the shame, all of that will be gone. You'll be free to build something new." Beth signed a consent form. The second session involved medication. A pill that made her drowsy, her thoughts slow and heavy. Dr. Calloway guided her through visualizations, asking her to recall specific memories and then imagine them dissolving. It felt like watching herself from a distance. By the third session, Beth noticed gaps. She could not remember her son's first day of kindergarten. She knew it had happened, but the image was gone. Dr. Calloway said that was normal. "It means it's working," she said. But then Mia called. "Mom, why did you tell the lawyer you wished you'd never had us?" Beth froze. "I never said that. Dad said you did. He said it's in some therapy notes." Beth's hands went cold. "Mia, that's not true." But Mia hung up. Beth called Dr. Calloway immediately. "Did you write that? Did I say that?" "You said a lot of things in session, Beth. Some of it was raw. That's the point of therapy. But I did not mean it like that." "I know, Dr. Calloway said. But your ex lawyer requested your records. It's standard in custody disputes. Do not worry. Once we finish the program, none of this will matter. Beth felt the ground shift under her. What do you mean? You would not remember any of it. The custody fight, the accusations, none of it. You'll be free. Beth stopped sleeping. She kept thinking about what Dr. Calloway had said. You'll be free. But free from what? Her kids? Her own life? She went back for the fourth session, but something felt wrong. Dr. Calloway was different, more insistent. We're at a critical stage, she said. If you stop now, the partial memory loss could be permanent without the benefit of resolution. You need to see this through. What if I do not want to? Beth asked. Dr. Calloway's expression did not change. Then you'll be stuck in limbo. Half-erased memories, no relief, and a custody case that is going to paint you as unstable. Is that what you want? Beth did not answer. That night, she could not stop thinking about the consent form. She dug it out of her bag and read it again, this time more carefully. There was a clause buried in the middle. Participant agrees that all session records, including memory mapping data, may be shared with third parties for research and legal consultation purposes. Third parties. Legal consultation. Beth's stomach turned. She opened her laptop and searched for memory reconsolidation therapy. There were a few articles, mostly academic, but buried in a forum thread, she found a post from someone who claimed they'd been through a similar program. The person said it was not about healing. It was about creating legal leverage, erasing inconvenient memories so people could not testify, making messy divorce cases disappear by making the participants forget what they were fighting about. Beth's hand shook. She called Dr. Calloway. Who else has access to my sessions? That's confidential. The consent form says you can share them. Silence. Then, Beth, you re-spiraling. This is exactly why you need the program. Who requested my records? Beth demanded. Your ex-S legal team. They wanted to assess your mental state for the custody evaluation. I provided what was necessary. Beth felt sick. You've been feeding them everything I said. I've been documenting your progress. That's my job. You told them I did not want my kids. You said you could not handle being a mother right now. I wrote what you said. Beth hung up. Her phone buzzed immediately. A text from Dr. Calloway. If you quit now, I'll have to note that in your file. It will not look good in court. Beth did not go back. Instead, she called a lawyer. Not the one her ex had hired, but someone a friend recommended. She brought the consent form, the session notes she managed to request, and the forum post she found. The lawyer read everything, then looked up. This is coercive, she said. She's using your therapy against you in a custody case. That's an ethics violation at minimum. Can we stop it? Beth asked. We can file a complaint with the state licensing board, and we can subpoena her client list. If she's doing this to you, she's doing it to others. Beth nodded. The complaint took 2 weeks to file. In that time, her ex's lawyer tried to use the therapy notes in court. But Beth's lawyer objected, argued that the notes were obtained under unethical circumstances, and the judge agreed to review them in camera. When the hearing finally came, Dr. Calloway sat stiffly in the witness chair. Beth's lawyer asked her directly, how many of your patients are currently involved in custody disputes? Dr. Calloway hesitated. I do not track that. Let me rephrase. How many of your MRT patients have had their records requested by opposing legal teams? Another pause. Several. And in how many of those cases did you recommend continuing the program despite the patient's expressed doubts? Dr. Calloway did not answer. The judge revoked her access to Beth's case files and referred the matter to the licensing board. Beth's custody evaluation was reordered with a neutral third party. It was not a victory. Beth still had gaps in her memory. She could not remember her son's 5th birthday or the last family vacation before the divorce. Those were gone, but she remembered enough. She remembered Mia's voice on the phone, scared and confused. She remembered her son asking if she still loved him, and she remembered deciding that forgetting them, even the hard parts, was not freedom. It was erasure. 3 months later, the custody agreement was finalized. Shared custody, no restrictions. Beth picked up her kids on a Friday afternoon. Mia got in the car and did not say much but she did not pull away when Beth squeezed her hand. Her son talked the whole way home about a science project. Beth listened, holding on to every word, knowing she'd lost some moments, but refusing to lose anymore. It was not easy, it was not fixed, but it was hers.